I've been working as a doctor in the field of medicine for the last 15 years. During my career, I've had experiences working with deceased individuals, even falling asleep next to a cadaver. Don't ask me how and why. That's a story that I'd like to spare for another time. Jokes apart, I've always maintained that there's nothing paranormal about the dead. That was the case until a particular incident that occurred. Just like every other day, I was returning back from the hospital. The time was around 1 a.m. The night was extremely stormy and soon it started to drizzle. By the time I reached the main highway, it was raining like cats and dogs. The heavy rainfall greatly reduced the visibility, and I was having a hard time driving further. I even decided to stop the car and wait for the rain to stop, but thought that would be a foolish idea, considering I had a 9 a.m. duty the next day. I slowly drove my car ahead, figuring out the way. Suddenly there was a loud bang, as if I collided with something. I hit the brakes and the headlight of my car shone upon a lady. My heart pounded in fear. I got out of the car midst of the heavy rainfall and asked if the lady was all right. She kept quiet and there were no visible wounds. Nevertheless, I apologized to her and assured I would give her first aid, being a doctor. The lady didn't speak a word though. She got up and looked me in the eyes. I felt a little nervous and asked, what was she doing at that hour? She still didn't reply. Without thinking, I asked her if she wanted me to drop her anywhere. The lady kept staring at me and nodded her head. I escorted her safely inside the car and asked her for her location. I felt extremely indebted to take her home safely, primarily because I had unknowingly hit her with my car. The lady showed me the way to her house and I drove the car in that direction. She barely spoke to me properly, just a few words and that's it. Honestly, I could tell there was something strange about her. Soon, she asked me to stop and pointed toward the corner. There was no chance of the rain slowing down. It started raining even heavier. I stopped the car in the middle of the road for the lady to leave. As she left, I reversed the car. But when I turned behind, she was no longer there. It felt like she disappeared into the night sky. I went back home in confusion. That night I couldn't fall asleep. I kept thinking about her. Over the next few days, I also got a bit sick and took leave from work. However, I kept getting a recurring dream about that lady walking towards me. So one day, I felt like I had enough of everything. I took an Uber to her home as I was still sick and couldn't drive. It was a Saturday morning, and I hoped she was home. I had a sharp memory, so I didn't have much difficulty finding her home. I rang the doorbell and an old lady opened the door. "Yes? Who are you looking for? I don't quite recognize you," she asked. I'm looking for..." I paused for a while. I didn't even know that lady's name, so I asked, "I'm looking for my friend. Is she home?" "Sorry, you must have the wrong address. I live here alone," she replied. Just then my eyes landed upon a landscape portrait of a girl. "Who is she?" I asked and proceeded to go inside. "My daughter," the lady replied after taking a long breath. "Oh yes, she is the one that I'm looking for. I'd given her a ride back home last week," I replied. The lady looked at me with confusion and replied that her daughter had passed away 5 years ago in a car accident on the main highway. I didn't utter a word, but I could feel my adrenaline rush through my body. I bowed down at her in respect and walked out of the house. It felt too strange to stay in that area longer, so I quickly called the Uber driver. As I reached home, I told everyone about the incident. They were equally shocked and suggested I visit the church for a cleansing. Trust me, I have never believed in any of those things. But guess what? I felt much better after that. I no longer had the throbbing headache and those recurring dreams. It's weird, but the world is messed up and unbelievable in so many ways.